'cause I'm a fool for your love.
Okay, so starting off, I'm going to be taking my e.l.f. eye tapes. I like using these over Scotch tape. They're just more comfortable. They come really long, so I cut mine in half, so I get double the amount. So starting off, I'm going to be taking the darkest green color, that matte green from the palette, and I'm going to be packing this into my crease, really packing it all the way from the outer corner to the inner corner. Don't worry about blending right now. We're just worried, well, we're not worried, but we're just focused on getting the pigmentation and color down on the eye first. I do want to mention, don't forget to tag me in any of these looks if you do decide to recreate them. Tag me on Instagram. I always love seeing any of your recreations. I know the one video I did, I believe it was the Zulu palettes. Still to this day, people recreate that look, and I always love seeing it and always appreciate it. But anyways, I'm going in with the lighter blue from the palette, and I'm just going to start using that color to blend out the green. This part will take some patience just because at first it doesn't like blend together. You kind of have to work and go back and forth between the two colors to get the perfect blend. Okay, so I did decide to take a darker green, not from the Warrior palette, so I'm sorry about that. I decided to use one of the darker greens from the Jaclyn Hill Vault collection because I really wanted to deepen up the crease a little bit. You don't have to do this. I just felt like it needed a little bit more depth, so that's why I went in with that color. And then I just went back in with the regular green and blended it out. And then I'm going to take off the eye tape, and you will see that it gives that perfect little edge. Really nice and sharp, which is what we were looking for. And then I'm going to cut the crease with the Blank Canvas base by P. Louise, and I also mixed in a little bit of the original P. Louise base because the Blank Canvas can be a little bit thick sometimes, and the P. Louise base can be a little bit too watery, so I like to mix the two together. Okay, so then I'm going to go in with the darker green and just focus that on the outer corner, like kind of like eyeliner, and then I'm going to go on top of that on the edge with the green from the Warrior palettes and just creating like a gradient. Then I'm going in with a glitter glue because I want the base to be really tacky, and I'm going to go in with the turquoise from the Warrior palette and just pack that on all over the lid, but I'm kind of keeping the upper part of the cut crease blank because we're going to be putting another color there actually from the Zulu palette. If you don't have the Zulu palette, don't worry, any type of light green will do, or you don't even have to do this step. It's just like a little extra detail that I wanted to do, and I just put that against the cut crease. Then I decided to take a lighter like silver shade just to pop that on the center of the eye just to add a little bit of depth. Again, it's an optional step, but I do think it added a lot of dimension to the look. So any type of light frosty shade will do. And then I'm going to apply wing liner, and then I'm smoking out the liner with a little bit of black, and then also went in with the greens again just to make sure it's all blended. Now I'm taking a dark blue green eyeliner. This one is from Morphe. I forget the name, but if I could remember, I will put it down in the description box. And then I just blended that out with the darker greens, and then I added a highlighter to the inner corner just to make the eyes pop a little bit. And then I'm going to put on some mascara, pop on some lashes, and this look is complete. Okay, so moving on to the original Warrior palettes. This palette is perfect for anyone that likes warmer browns and golds. It's kind of just like an everyday palette. The other one that we just used obviously is much more bright and colorful, but if you like color, then I definitely suggest getting that palette. It's amazing. The colors are so pigmented. The pigmentation on all of these palettes is just perfection. But anyways, we're going to take that orange shade, we're going to put that all throughout the crease, and then we're taking a pencil brush and the darkest brown from the palette, and I'm going to put some on the inner corner, outer corner, and connect it in the middle, because we are creating like a sandwich eye or like a 3D smoky eye. I don't know, they have multiple names like this type of eye, but I always call them a 3D smoky eye. So anyways, I'm just going to mix those two colors together, the first two colors that we used to create a lighter, like in between brown shade, and I'm going to use that shade to blend out the colors that we just put down with the pencil brush. By the way, the brushes that I'm using in these last two looks are amazing, and I do have a coupon code if you're interested. I do plan on doing a video talking a little bit more about them, but they are so good. The quality is absolutely amazing. So I will link them down below where you can get them, and if you are interested, I will also put my coupon code. I've been obsessed with them and I like can't put them down. But anyways, I'm just going to apply glitter glue on the center of the eye. Then we're going to take that darker bronzy gold shade. I'm going to apply that with my finger just to get a little bit more pigmentation, and that is going to go all over the center of the eye. Then I'm going to layer one of the lighter golds from the palette, that one right there, with my finger again, but I'm keeping that closer to the center of the eye. I'm kind of keeping the area smaller and smaller each time I layer the colors. And then lastly, we're going to add a little bit more glitter glue just to make it a little bit tacky. Oh wait, we're not there yet. Now I'm just taking the darker browns and making sure the edges are blended. And then I took the orange shade and blended that into the golds just to create a nice gradient. As you can see, it just looks way more blended after doing those two steps. Now we're going to add the last part of the eyeshadow on the center of the lid. I'm just taking that light frosty shade from the palette and I'm just going to focus that right on the center and just not really blend it too far out, because again, I want to create that nice 3D dimension. And then I'm lining my lid and I'm going to blend out the liner on the inner and outer corner with the darker brown. Okay, so I applied some white liner to the waterline, and then I took the darkest brown and the orange shade and just applied those to the lower lash line, and then I'm taking that gold and putting that in the inner corner just to make it pop a little bit. And I did end up layering the lightest shade from the palette, that light shimmery shade, right on top of the gold, again just to make it pop a little bit more. And then I applied mascara, lashes, and that is it for this look. Okay, moving on to the last look, I'm going to prime my eye with the Anastasia eye primer, and once I have that done, I'm going to go in with the lightest brown from that palette. It's kind of like a grayish brown, not a color I would typically use, but actually looked really good as a transition shade. And I'm just putting that all throughout my crease with a big fluffy brush. Again, this is one of the brushes from that set and I love it. And then I'm taking the lightest cream shade as a brow bone highlight and just putting that right at the arch just to lift up the brow. Okay, so I'm going to take that brown shade from the palette, the top left one, and I'm going to start applying that into the crease. I am creating somewhat of like a winged out shape with this eye just because I wanted that shape. So I am bringing the eyeshadow out a little bit further than I usually would. So yeah, I'm just focusing that in the crease, bringing it all the way from the inner corner to the outer corner. Okay, then taking that darker reddish brown, I'm going to apply that into the crease as well, focusing it on the outer corner again to create that winged out shape, and then slowly bringing it into the inner corner as well. Then taking that darker gray, I'm going to use this to really deepen up the look and just layer on top of the other browns that we used. Then you're cutting the crease with the Anastasia eye primer. Kind of similar technique. This whole look is kind of similar technique to the first look that we did with the cut crease and everything. It's more of like a half cut crease, this one. But yeah, we're just going to use that brush also from the same set I was talking about and the Anastasia eye primer. Then I'm going to set that with the lightest color in the palette, which is a really nice light, like creamy white. I really like that shade. And then we are going to layer the browns on the outer corner just to make everything look nice and blended. Then I'm applying Costa Riche eyeliner by MAC, which is just a nice warm brown. I'm blending that out with the darker brown from the palette, and then I'm going to use a pencil brush to blend out even further with the lighter orange shade that we used in the crease. And then, well, it's not really orange. It's more of like a mustardy orange brown. Anyways, I'm applying the lightest shade as my inner corner highlight, which I never really do matte inner corner highlights. I always do shimmer, but it's actually kind of pretty. And then I'm using the black from the palette to create a liner. And the reason why I'm using shadow is because I want it to be more of a smoked out liner, and it's just easier to smoke it out with powder rather than using a gel and then powder. So I'm just taking the black, creating the shape, and then I'm going to go in with the darker brown and blend out that eyeliner. Also, don't forget to comment your favorite look down below. Whatever one is your favorite, let me know in the comment section. I'm just curious and would like to know. Here we get a little special appearance from my boyfriend and one of my dogs. He came in while I was filming. But anyways, yeah, there's my dog Lily. She's the best. Although I felt a little disrespected because she didn't kiss me. Anyways, moving on to the look. Just using my pencil brush. Again, like I said, I'm just using the darker brown to smoke everything out. And that is pretty much it. I'm just going to apply some lashes and you're good to go. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, like I said, don't forget to let me know your favorite look out of all three in the comment section. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.